You want to put this here, or you want
I'm
to
not
hold
sure.
it?
It's
It's
very
stereo.
bad.
It's
Yes.
bad. You want me to do like this, or you want me to do like this?
I don't know.
I could go from side to side like this, and you'd have stereo, okay? All right, what do you want to know?
I want to know how did you start?
We started back in 1975 in Cleveland, Ohio. Mr. Mamoni, Mr. Ravenstein, who played synthesizer. And we got together, and we started making music, and the music sounded interesting, and it seemed that it was something that we wanted to do. So we continued. And then somehow we managed to get a record contract and tour around and make a bunch of records, and then do that for a few years until 1982, at which time things started to spin and flip apart, and we quit. In other words, we stopped that project, and we went on to something else. For a few years, Tony and Alan and I didn't work together. Then we started to start working together, and other people, it's a long story. I mean, this is 10 years of my life, 11 years, so it's a pretty quick synopsis.
Okay. And tell me, how did you develop your style?
Well, I started something short. You want it short, huh?
No.
They always want a short explanation. I started off being very bad. I started off going, and I was no good for a couple of years. Then I started getting better. And I developed my style because I can't sing. And so because I can't sing, but I want to be a singer, I tried to be a guitar player, but it hurt my fingers too much. And it seemed like an awful lot of trouble to go through just to be a guitar player. So I said, maybe I'll be a singer. I don't have to buy any equipment that way. I don't have to practice that way. All I have to do is write stuff and everybody listens to me. So I decided I'd be a singer. And so then I discovered, after it was too late, that I couldn't sing. So after I made this important discovery that I couldn't sing, I started to figure my way around the fact that I couldn't sing and how to communicate with the voice without being able to sing. So that's how I developed my style. If that makes any sense. I mean, most interesting things in music are developed from lack of ability.
And tell me your experiences with record companies.
What do you mean?
You changed few companies.
Yeah, well, they drop us because nobody buys our records.
I read in
I mean, this is pretty straightforward sort of way things work. You know, if you do music like this, you accept that people will not, companies will drop you because you don't sell records. This works this way, and it makes sense to me. I don't mind it. I think it's part of the game.
Yeah, but it's funny, I read in press material that you got, I think, 3,000 pounds for last album to make.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
And you
made a great record.
Out of that money.
Yeah. I'm proud of that.
Yeah, but Rough Trade should be proud of you.
Yeah, they are. You bet them they are. Yeah. Their accountants are real proud of me. I go into their accountant office and they say, yeah, good job, David. We're going to make money off of this one. And I say, yeah, we're gonna. You know.
I have some more questions.
Good.
What is the question?
No, I have to think of it.
You got plenty of time here to think.
Run batteries.
Yeah, you're running out of battery power yet. Well, you just tell me what you want to know, and I'll tell you what I got.
Okay. And tell me, what do you think about nowadays big record companies took over business from small record companies?
It's the way I mean, this is the way it works out there. You know, I don't really care. I don't worry about record companies. Everybody knows what the record business is like. It's not, nobody's in it for for art, it's business. You sell a lot of records, they give you a lot of money. You don't sell any records, they don't give you any money. You sell fewer records, they get rid of you. I mean, that's, yeah, A equals B. So I mean, that's so, you see, that's much better than having it other ways. I mean, I almost like it that way, because it's much better than socialized sort of art, where they give you a lot of money and you don't have to do anything with it. All you have to do is just go, blah, 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 blah. I kind of like the fact that you have to make your way in the marketplace, and that you have to sell records. And, and when we have our pitiful few sales, we say, at least we know that people bought the record and wanted it, and so we say, yeah, well, we didn't sell many records, but they sure wanted it, the ones who did. So I think the marketplace is very important in art. I mean, you can eliminate the marketplace in all sorts of other parts of life, but in art, you ought to get out there and, and sell it, because otherwise, then you get very self-indulgent, This is a very American attitude here I've got, but sometimes we're right, you know what I mean? And I think in this case we're right, because you gotta, when you, at least when 4 people have bought it, right, you know that they've bought it because they wanted it, they had to search it out and find it, and you can say to yourself, well, Foreigner sold 80 million last year, and I sold 4,000. But
Michael Stanley moved 1 million units, and they destroyed 895,000.
Yeah, I mean, so the business, let me see, this gets cloudy. You're getting cloudy here now, because you're not talking about the music. The music is important. The business is not important. The business is just stuff that's become...
Yeah, but it's important music.
No, yeah, but it doesn't... If you talk about the business all the time, then you start thinking, well, if I got a drum machine, I could sell more records, and, do I really... Tony, he's kind of expensive. Maybe maybe if I just got a synclavier, and programmed the bass parts in, I could get rid of him and just, Then you see, then what happens? Then I've already gotten rid of Tony, and what am I going to do without him? You see, that's what happens.
Yeah, what do you think about the record that the cost of doing it is, let's say, 1,000 pounds?
Yeah.
100 pounds.
Wow. Yeah. Can I have that?
I don't know. But what do you think about?
Well, obviously, one group has 100,000 pounds, which is not a lot of money, actually. It sounds like a lot to you and me, but it's not a lot of money. 100,000 pounds.
Just to make a record.
Yeah, that's nothing. That's bottom line. That's nothing. That's just for start. That's just for the first week in cocaine. 100,000. I mean. We made the most expensive PERE UBU record was $15,000, which is about 8,000, 9,000 pounds at the time. So the point is that, well, obviously you sit there and you say, gee, if I had 100,000 pounds, wow, what a great record we could make, But we probably wouldn't. We'd probably record it for 10,000 and pocket 90,000. Put 90,000 in our pockets.
It'd be nice for a change.
Yeah. So, but I mean, why do we talk about the business? I'm not interested in business. Business always comes down to the same thing. You sell a lot of records, you can do a lot of stuff. You don't sell any records, that means you have to produce all the time, and you have to have this pressure on you all the time, and you have to do it this way, and you have to work like that all the time.
And what do you think about that attitude that you have to make video to be promoted?
Yeah, you do. I know. What about it? What do you want to know?
Yeah, I want to know, what do you think about it?
I think they're very expensive, I think they're very bad, and I don't think they have much to do with music. You see, once again, we're getting cloudy here in our thinking. We're getting away from music. We're thinking about other things, Let's just think about music. And music has nothing to do with video. That's business. That's that's product. That's fashion. That's wow, zip zap boom. It's not music. It's not the heart, and it's not real. It's just garbage. I suppose you got a music video here in Yugoslavia. Huh? Good. Keep it that way. Do yourself a favor.
And you never tried to do it?
No, they're expensive. I would rather have the money than make a video.
He could live 15 years. 15 years on the money from one video.
Yeah. Think about that.
You see, everybody lines
Think
in
about
their
that.
pocket with that money. When you get a contract to make a record for $100,000, the studio makes $50,000, and the manager makes $20,000, and the middleman makes $15,000. And if you're lucky, you'll make $10,000.
Maybe, if you're lucky, and split between 5 people.
But most of the bands end up having to owe the company money.
Yeah. It's cannon fodder. Remember I was telling you earlier about what the music business was like? I repeat it, and it's true. The music business is like World War I. And all they did in World War I was that, the Germans and the French, they got this line. And for 5 years or 4 years or 3 years, the line moved 10 miles this way for a cost of 10 million people. The line moved 5 miles this way for a cost of 10 million people. And all it was is you send the people up to the line, they get killed, you get more cannon fodder. You just keep sending the troops forward. And that's just like the music business is. You send the troops forward. And you have a band, makes some records, they pass on. Time to send another band up there, they pass on, another band up there, Believe me, that's exactly what the music business is like. It's World War I.
And what do you think? Do you like live performances?
Pardon me?
Do you like
Yes.
live performances?
Yes.
Do you perform live?
Yes. Live performances is the only reason I'm in this business. because I'm a fool.
Yeah, too. That's why I'm there.
And did you, have you been all over the world?
No, I've just been in Europe. I did a gig in Iceland once. What do you think about that? Iceland, huh? Did a gig in Iceland, but mostly it's just Europe and America. I've never been anywhere else but Europe and America.
And how are you accepted in Great Britain?
Not very well. Great Britain is one of the most conservative reactionary music places in the world. It's very conservative, it's reactionary, and if it's not fashionable, it's not any good. It's very difficult to play in England. It's true. Nobody believes me, but it's true. It's very difficult.
And what are your future plans?
To go to Zagreb tomorrow. My future plans is that I'm trapped in a world of fun. Thank you, David. And so what's my future? I make another record, doesn't sell anything. I go out on a tour, it loses money. I make another record, doesn't sell anything. I go out on a tour, it loses money.
It's not logical at all.
I didn't tell you it was going to be logical. I didn't tell you. I'm not making any of this up. I'm not being glib. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you exactly the way the music business is. And that's the way it is. But you see, we're musicians. You understand? We're musicians. So this is what we do, and we enjoy doing this. And if there's any way we can fool ourselves into thinking that we're making a living from it, then we'll continue to fool ourselves to think we're making a living. We are making a living from it. We all should know better by now, but we are, so we go on. We're musicians. We love to create music, and when you do bad things on the stage or you do good things on the stage, it all works out because you're creating music and you're reaching out, and you're just reaching out. And sometimes, you touch something, and sometimes you grope around, and and you want to hide away, but this is what it is.
And are there any other musicians around that you would like to work with?
Sure. Yeah. I don't know. She wants to know what other musicians I'd like to work with.
Okay. Richard Thompson.
Richard Thompson again.
Okay. He's a choreographer.
Yeah. John
When did you start
Kirkpatrick.
to work with him?
When or why?
Why?
Because he's the world's greatest rock and roll guitar player.
Hands down.
Hands down, period. Don't even talk to me about anybody else.
His accordion player is the best accordion
He's
player.
the best accordion player in the world. Rock and roll. Not the best in the world, but best in a certain way. So you'd want to play with him. Because it's, you learn. He's a wonderful guitar player. He's the best. I just can't think of anybody better than
This is
him.
a person, he's got a good sense of humor.
He's real nice, real good guy. And a lot of fun for a musician. And fun for a musician is different. Fun for a musician means less pain than other things.
This is very true.
And in terms, when you're making records,
Mm-hmm.
how do you do it?
This is a long question.
Well, no,
Yeah, but I need 1 hour of program.
what, I have to fill an hour here? Oh, good man, when are we going to go eat? Where's everybody else? What's going on, George? We're all hungry, we want to eat.
Let's make a record in a restaurant.
We go to the hotel, right?
Yeah,
And there's a nice restaurant open
Okay.
for quite a long time.
all right, let's do that. You want to continue this? What do you want to do?
Set it off.